So we have talked previously about the automations and the event triggers and the actions. And we made simple examples like when we are updating the stock number inside the product, we will receive a notification. However, we will receive this notification no matter what was the stock number, maybe if it's 500. When we should receive this notification in case we are like 5 stock or below. As well, we made that automation whenever we are creating an item in store. Maybe as well we need some conditions before we trigger this automation. Here when the SME will come in handy. The SME is a smart expression like a math equation. When we set condition to control when the automation should trigger or not, or to calculate the result of mathematical equation, or we can set values dynamically. So let's say we want to send this notification when we are in 5 stock or less. So while we are selecting the event, let's drag and drop the Smart SME. Here we have operators and function. The first operator is AND, which is mean the left side has to be true and the right side has to be true to make the automation work. The next one is OR, which is mean one of them has to be true to be able to pass the condition. The next one is less than or equal, which is mean the left side should be less than right side or equal. And the rest kind of similar, larger than or equal, less than, larger than, equal, they has to be the exact same value. Not equal, they should not be the same value. Multiply the two sides, divide them, or plus or minus. For the functions, in current date, that's mean if you are checking for the current date. In current day, that's mean if you have a date field or a date time or a timestamp and you want to check if the value is in the current day. Same for the in current week. And is set or if it's not set, you are checking if there is a value here or not. Between, you can check between two numbers or date or time. In, you can check if the value is in one of them. For example, here on the left side we have 2. So now we can check if the left side 2 exists in any one of them on the right side. The result will be false because 2 is not one of them, but if we add it right now is one of them. And then we have is after minute of specific time. Power, you can power a number. Merge end, you can add a text for the end of a text or in the beginning of it. End with, start with, you can check if string is start with something or end with it. Contain or not contain as well for the string. Average, you can get the average between multiple numbers. The value, for example, will give you the value of the field. The data type will give you the type of the data that you entered, like date, string number, and so on. And for OneDay API, let's say for example, none of these functions are helpful for you. You can create your own function. First, you have to repeat the same process for the custom code. And then you can put the left side the name of the function and the right side the parameters that you want to send to it. So after you choose your operator or function, here on the side you can see there is a value type. The first one is the specific value. The specific value means just set a static value, could be a string or number or anything. Variable value, you can choose one of the supported one. Date now, date time now, or date time now, time zone. And then we have the execute SME. You can just click to create another equation and expand your conditions. And then we have item search result. If you needed multiple items, you can use the item search result to get the items. And then we have the field value. The first one is the event item. The event item, basically it's the item that triggered the event. That's mean if you are updating item, is the item you just updated, or if you are creating item, it's the item you just created. Next is the action item. Most of the time, the action item and the event item are the same, but sometimes they are different. For example, if you remember when we changed the stock number and then created a new item in the task model, now the new item that you just created, it's the action item. Next is the item domain. You get multiple items and then you get some value from them, or you set a new value into them. Next, it's a static item. You just choose a specific item. Next is the event item temp. It's the event item, but before you apply the change onto it. Next is the current user. That means it's the user who just triggered the event. Next is static user. You choose a specific user in your app. And for report options, you can use them inside the report. For example, if we are in reports right now, we can add an SME field. We can rename it. And then we can add SME. The current report row, it's each one of the row in the report. The current report, the report itself. Current report domain, multiple items inside this report. Or report domain, multiple items from any report. Finally, for our example, we will be using the operator less than or equal. Now, for our example, we will be using the operator less than or equal. The left side will be a filled value of the event item, the item we are updating, and we will choose the filled stock number, and the right side will be 5. That's mean if it's less or equal 5, we will be sending the notification. Now click add. Now let's try this. As you can see, we received no notification. Now let's try to make it 4. So let's see another example when we can use the SME to set values not for conditions only. I have created a model named it order, simply, have a product, and total, and tax and total after tax. Now what we want to do when create a new order, we need to calc the total after tax automatically. So let's do this. So the event when create item in order, what we want to do is update record from the order, and we want to choose the event item, the item we just created, and we want to choose the field total after tax, and then we want to set a dynamic value for it, and then we will create the SME. So let's choose the operator to be multiply. The left side will be filled value, the event item, and we will choose the price or the total. The right side will be as well filled value, the event item, and the tax. Let's create the SME. Now what we're seeing, the left side, the event item, the total field, will multiply with the tax field. Let's try that. The total will be 1000. The tax will be 15%. And let's create.